Is wet wipes that's caught on this twig. It's about 1.5 metre thick mound of wet wipes mixed with twigs and some silt, a few leaves, but it's basically solid used wet wipes. It comes from people's houses. This starts life in people's bathrooms. People are using wet wipes in their bathrooms and then they're thinking, yuck, I'll flush that down the loo. There's no biodiversity there at all. All the small animals you'd expect to see on riverbanks and on foreshores is gone.
We see quite a nasty coating of grey, fine sediment on the bottom and brown and grey algae, which is coating the gravel, choking any weed life out of it. The actual chemicals, the hormones, the drugs, the bacteria, the human waste, the heavy levels of phosphate and nitrate and ammonia, that all comes out here, and that makes its way down into the River Windrush and then into the River Thames. This is so much better than putting your scuba diving gear on. I'm going to put some gloves on because I'm going to touch the camera after it's been in there. Our analyst can tell if it's happened by looking at water industry data, flow data, taken on 15-minute intervals. He can establish whether it's happened too early, if they've discharged it before treating sufficient for their permits. And we found a lot of illegal activity in that way.
This is basically a consequence of Victorian infrastructure. It's a huge undertaking to remove all of these storm overflows. They are there for emergency flash flooding events. And they've always been part of the system. But we're taking action right now to eliminate some of these and reduce their harm.
It's about 3 meters down into the Thames here. Every time we've come, it's been worse than the last. It's dreadful. It's really bad. We'll present it to the Environment Agency and I expect them to do very little. They've become almost redundant and a spectator in the engagement now between campaigners, the water industry and councillors and local people who are now really pushing for the changes.
Hi Claire. Hi Joe. How are you? Oh, a bit disappointed.
It's looking a bit browner than usual, isn't it?
It's not looking good, is it?
No.
No.
It's disgusting and we shouldn't have to put up with this. The river here was so clean you could see the riverbed only a couple of decades ago. And especially when there's been a heavy rainfall.
The aim is that we're going to try and get designated bathing water status, which will mean that the Environment Agency are obliged to monitor regularly and try and impose some sanctions on Thames Water.
So you can see it's quite dirty today because it's just rained. It'll be the second river in the whole of the UK to have a bathing water status. So hopefully other rivers will follow suit and other water companies will take note that they can't get away with dumping their waste in the river and polluting our environment.